What's up, everybody? Lines on Paper here, and this is my review of DC Comics Infinite Frontier number 0. So before we get too far into that review, please check out my comic book, Malevolent Rising, issue number 4, now funding at Indiegogo. Now on with the review. So, Infinite Frontier number 0. This is the first issue of the line-wide reboot for the DC comic book series. This story is a result of the events of the Death Metal mega event that just wrapped up, where we saw the heroes of the DC universe fighting a dark version of the multiverse, and their solution to defeating the enemy in this story was to destroy the 52 universe multiverse and create this new omniverse, this infinite possibility universe. So this story ends with Wonder Woman kind of ascending to more of a celestial cosmic being, and that's where this story kicks off. So we had a little intermission in between Death Metal and this, where we had the Glance into the Future with Future State and the Gelatinous Cube. That was all those titles. We'll talk about maybe in a future video. But we see Wonder Woman now in her cosmic regal suit as she's walking through the infinite and sees the logo of the comic in big, sparkly, spotty letters. And she is interrupted in her travels by the Quintessence as they've come to offer her a position in their court. She is being welcomed in as one of the Quintessence. Now, Wonder Woman isn't sure that she wants to leave the multiverse behind quite yet, or the omniverse, I should say, because as they were putting the omniverse forth and tearing down the barriers of the New 52, she was warned about a coming evil that's going to be a looming threat out there. So she's given the opportunity to have one more tour of the universe, or of the omniverse, because the Quintessence sense no danger. So they're going to take her through and see if they can find any signs of it. And that's where we're treated to several vignettes by different creative teams, which is kind of the direction of where all the comic books are going to be going in the near future. We see Batman is getting ready to shift into full-fledged magistrate mode, for those of you who read Batman through the Future State comic line. So if you like the Magistrate story, we're going to see that play out in its entirety. Superman, some Green Lanterns. Fortunately, that Teen Lantern character is back. I don't know how you feel about that character. I am not a fan. We did have a little moment with the JSA Green Lantern, Alan Scott, where he gets kind of retconned to his new Earth 2 counterpart, and he comes out to his children as gay. And it was a neat moment with him and his kids, Jade and Obsidian. Obsidian himself being a gay himself, so that was a neat bonding moment between these two. And Earth 2, I liked Earth 2, and I liked Alan Scott's character in that. So to see elements of that bleed into the regular DC universe, I kind of like it. I'd kind of like to see, especially if we're going to do more JSA stuff, kind of more of that. I thought that was a good take on the JSA. But it's a major change to a character that's been around for a long time. So I'm curious how y'all think about that. And the basic tone of the book is the universe is going to go on, but now it's this kind of mismatch of what we saw in Future State, of what the status quo was before Future State, and what's coming after Future State. So I don't know. I find myself suffering from a bit of reboot fatigue. One of the stories in this featured Superman responding to a call of a superpowered criminal, and he finds out when he gets there that it was dealt with by Black Adam, now calling himself Shazadam. I think that's a dumb name. I like Black Adam just fine. Or if we don't want to go with that, I think we could probably do better than Shazadam. But that's what people are calling him now. That's one of the changes. Batman seems to be almost completely unaffected. He seems to have picked up right where he left off after the Joker Wars. Superman is getting a brand new creative team going into all this, so I'm really curious to see what comes of him. And as you can see, we see the two Batmans right next to each other in this image. And Future State well on display. We also see the Wonder Woman from Future State and Red X up there in the top corner behind Nightwing. We're getting treated to a Teen Titans Academy book, which is interesting. I'll probably pick it up, see where it goes. So really, my point in making this video is I'm just curious what everybody out there thinks of this. While I'm excited for some of the story threads that got got planted in this, I am just really, really worn out on reboots. And quite frankly, for the changes that they ended up implementing, I don't think we needed a full-scale reboot for that. And then that brings me to the really big elephant in the room, which is the Omniverse. And as a guy who is kind of big on continuity stuff, I really don't like this idea of the Omniverse, because the idea of the Omniverse is any story can happen, any possibility, and it's just part of the Omniverse. There's every multiple possibilities, alternate realities, all that kind of stuff. But if anything can happen and its events can just be erased by saying it was a different Earth, or that Earth happened on a different plane, whatever, then what's the stakes? I mean, I could write a story where Joker kills Batman and poisons all of Gotham City and becomes the leader of the Justice League, but in the end that story means nothing because it's Omniverse and it's just one of an infinite possibilities. So I don't know. I personally feel like they've taken, as neat as some of the stuff they got planned looks, I feel like they've taken the teeth away. There's no stake, there's no threat of anything happening, because I know that at any point Earths can be reset. It could be retconned to an alternate world. And I know this is comics, and that's kind of always been the case. But when you have a proper DC universe, where what happens in that universe affects everything, and that's, if that's going to be undone, that's got to be undone within canon. Then that's at least something different than just anything can happen at any given time, and it's just hand waved off as multiverse, or omniverse, I should say. So I don't know. That's my point of view. I'd like to know what yours is. Do you like the idea of the omniverse? Do you like the infinite possibilities? Did you like it the way it was, where we just had a core universe and those type stories were explored in Elseworlds or Black Label titles? I'd really like to know in the comments below, so go ahead and take some time to let me know that. While you're down there, like and subscribe. Really appreciate it, and I will talk to you on the next one. See you then. Bye.